Hey guys, Marcus Catkin from Blindside Football here to talk about some of those early 1 o'clock games. First up, Tony Romo. So much for that back problem, guys. 3 touchdowns in this one, including 2 to Dez Bryant. Dez with 158 receiving yards by halftime. Tony Romo's back, guys, and so was Dez Bryant. Obviously, Bryant kind of struggled last week with Brandon Weeden, but Romo's back, looked good. Took a couple hits and still got up and didn't really seem to be in any pain. So be confident with Tony Romo, Dez Bryant, and company moving forward. Next week they got a bye, so a little bit more time to rest, but they'll be just fine moving forward. Same thing with Denard Robinson. This is the first time in his 4 starts now this year that he didn't get over 100 total yards, just 60 total yards here in this game. But 70 total yards, but 2 rushing touchdowns here, so still get you the fantasy points. He's still a legit running back 2 with running back 1 upside. Calvin Johnson, first game back, and he looks great, guys. 7 catches for 113 yards and his touchdown. And for those of you worried about Golden Tate and how his role was going to be with Calvin Johnson back, 11 catches, 109 yards. Golden Tate's going to be just fine, and I'm very excited for this offense moving forward. Matt Stafford throwing to Calvin and Golden Tate. This is going to be a powerful offense through your fantasy playoffs. So like I've been saying, go out and get Matthew Stafford. You can buy him on the cheap right now. Great fantasy playoff schedule. Both of his receivers back. It's going to be great down the stretch for you guys. Next up, Bishop Sankey. Weird. Under 60 rushing yards. Bishop Sankey should be nowhere near your starting lineup in fantasy leagues. But a guy that should be is Justin Forsett. 20 carries, 112 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Taliaferro no longer stealing away those goal line touches from him. So, wow, Justin Forsett showing why he's a top 15 running back. And then Martavis Bryant, a guy who over the last 3 weeks has had 5 receiving touchdowns, does it again today. 4 catches, 143 yards, and a touchdown, most of which came off an 80-yard receiving touchdown. As you guys know from listening to the podcast and listening to my daily updates, I'm still really down on Martavis Bryant. 31st in targets, 41st in receptions, and 6th most drops over the last 3 weeks. So the usage just isn't there, and it's kind of fluky. Again here, 80-yard touchdown makes him fantasy relevant, but just really too fluky for me. One of these weeks, you're going to stick him in your starting lineup, you're going to feel good about him, and he's going to put up like a 2 for 30-yard receiving day, and it's going to kill your fantasy team. I just can't trust Martavis Bryant despite this plethora of touchdowns he's had over the last couple weeks. But a guy I can trust, especially with Pierre Thomas and Kyrie Robinson out, is Mark Ingram. Over 100 rushing yards again today. They seem to really be grinding it out with Mark Ingram with both of those guys out. And hey, it's working. Mark Ingram looking like a running back, a strong running back 2. Another one with running back 1 upside. And then finally, Mike Evans. Guys, I've been touting him all year. Hopefully you've been listening to me. Hopefully you went out and got him off your waiver wire or traded for him. But looking good again today. 7 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown. You like seeing that from a new quarterback in Josh McCown. It's showing that his fantasy value isn't taking an impact because there's a new quarterback in there. I like Mike Evans a lot moving forward as a wide receiver 3 with wide receiver 2 upside. Don't forget to follow me below to get my daily fantasy updates, and follow me on Twitter @Marcus Catkin.